American President Mr. Donald Trump has recently increased the US tariff on Indian exports from 25% to 50%. A lot of people are worried. Investors are worried that markets in India are going to crash. Investors are also worried that the Indian economy is going to get hit and the GDP is going to slow down. Hi, this is Dr. Mukesh Jindal, Senior Partner at Alpha Capital. And in this video, I'll explain you what is the expected impact of this tariff on the Indian economy and the markets. So first, let me explain you what is going to be the expected impact on the Indian GDP. Typically in a year, India exports around $86 billion to US. If we look at this number as a percentage of Indian GDP, then this is approx 2% because Indian GDP is at $4.3 trillion. So $86 billion as percentage of $4.3 trillion is only 2%. So the impact is not a lot. Now it's also important to understand about the breakup of this $86 billion. Out of $86 billion, almost 50% of the exports is services like IT and 50% is of exports of goods. Now, services sector has been exempt from tariff. So technically, we are talking about $43 billion not getting impacted from US tariffs. Now, let's look at the other half of $43 billion, which is the good, and let's understand that. Now, within that $43 billion, if you look at the component, almost $20 billion is of pharma and electronics and mobile phones. Now, all this has also been exempt from tariff. So what is getting exposed is around $23 billion for exports, which India does to US. And within this $23 billion, the sectors where we have the major exposure is textiles, chemicals, diamonds and jewelry. So there will be some impact on these sectors. Now, but from an overall $20 billion on an economy of $4.3 trillion, the percentage is extremely less. We are talking about a percentage of impact which is going to be very, very less. So according to me, the net impact which is going to come into the Indian economy is not going to be more than 0.1% or 0.2% of the GDP. So investors or people of India should not get worried about these tariffs. According to me, Indian economy is highly insulated and we are one of the economies which are least exposed to the US tariffs. Second, what I also feel is that these tariffs are negotiation strategies of Donald Trump and his US government. According to me, I feel that Donald Trump is a businessman, he's a deal maker, and we have seen in the past that he says something today and tomorrow he reverts to the old previous situation. So this may be negotiation technique, and the 50% tariff which he's talking about eventually will settle down at a much lower rate. So investors, according to me, should not be worried so much. And market has been correcting. Generally, market also discounts the event much ahead before the actual event plays out. So market has been correcting. It has fallen in the last 10 days by around 4-5%. So according to me, a lot of the pain may have already been discounted in the markets. Now the question comes, what should investors be doing? Today morning when I was talking to a lot of my investors, some of them were concerned. Some of them were saying is that, because of tariffs, markets may fall. Should we sell equity? Should we sit on the sidelines? We'll again buy when markets are going to be down. Now, if you ask me, it's extremely difficult to time the market in short term. In fact, no one knows, even Warren Buffett doesn't know where the market is going to be in next 3 months, 6 months or 12 months. So it's very difficult to predict what is going to happen. If you look at the Sensex in September end was around 86,000. Currently, we are at around 80,700. So it's almost a year and markets have not delivered returns. So there has been a good time correction and we are still down from the peak. It may not be a good time to sell equity at this point of time. And if you're thinking that if you can sell now and buy later, it's extremely difficult to do because timing the market twice is very, very tough. And if you try to do it, and if market goes up from here, then you may miss the rally. So it's not a great idea to sell at this point of time. For people who are doing SIP, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. It's a blessing in disguise because your SIP installments are going when markets are down. You're buying at a lower price, which is enabling you to get more units. If there's a possibility, if you have cash flows, then you should do step up SIP. You should increase your SIP amount. For people sitting on cash, I think it's a fantastic opportunity. Markets are down 4-5%, and the coming next 1 year, we are bullish on the markets. It's a good time to deploy, and every correction is a good time to deploy. So smart investors should look at this event as an opportunity and should not get worried. Thank you.